Contemplating means thinking about something very calmly and seriously. Sometimes you will hear the phrase contemplating your navel, which of course means thinking very seriously about your belly button and makes no sense at all because what adult would do that? There's a whole order of nuns, incidentally, called contemplative nuns. They spend all their time thinking very calmly and seriously, but not about their navels. Maybe nuns don't even have navels. There is no way to know. I got a letter from a nun in St. Paul. And she said if I ever come to St. Paul, she will personally show me her navel. She, I should add, is a former nun. She was for many years a nun. She no longer is. And she's become a good friend. Okay, this is a Shaker village. Perhaps you're familiar with the religious cult of Shakers that was very prevalent in the 19th century. I have a book coming out in January that is set in a Shaker village in Maine. There are 3 living Shakers left, and they live in this village, and they were very helpful to me in doing the research. Shakers didn't marry, didn't have children. They adopted, they brought up orphans, and there were many orphans in those years, of course. And so my book is about an orphan child, orphaned by the 1918 flu epidemic, who is taken to be brought up by the Shakers. And it's part of the Dear America series that Scholastic does. Okay, this is a mouse. He's a real mouse. He looks stuffed, but he's real. And I found him in my house in Maine, sitting looking at me with his big ears and big eyes, and he was very cute. And I took him outside and took his picture. And then I went inside and began to write a story in which all the characters were mice. And that will be published in March. Illustrated by Eric Roman, who won the Caldecott Medal for a book called My Friend Rabbit. And it will be dedicated, she doesn't know it yet, to my nun friend in St. Paul. These mice live inside the walls of a church, so I vetted certain churchly matters with her, and so the book is dedicated to her. And it says, her name is Margaret Holcomb. It says, for Margaret Holcomb, so close to saintly. These are some of the mice. He did a great job. Okay. Some letters, and then I'll shut up. I'm doing a research paper on your book about challenging, and so far so good, but I really liked your book, so why do the people want to challenge it? Because when I did my research, half of the people actually did not read it, period. I'm writing, but does it matter if I start from the beginning or the end? Because I started from the end, and 312 pages later I finished, but I don't know where to get it published. The book was quite good, but very confusing in the beginning, but in the end it unraveled quite easily. But just answer 2 questions. What were the similes and metaphors? I do have a form reply that explains why I can't do people's homework. I got an assignment in school to write an 18th chapter to your book. For part of my story, I need to know, on the Jewish New Year, did they have chicken or turkey? And I think the next one is the last one. Yes. I am working on a research paper, and in my thesis statement I have to identify you. Would you be considered a prominent 19th century? And the answer to that would be no.
We don't know who we're going to have next year, but we have lots of authors already in our heads. We've got some offers out there already, so you're just going to have to keep posted, but every year we just keep getting better, so I don't know how we're going to top Lois Lowry. Do you have any ideas? Let me know. Does anybody have any any final questions, or if you're teachers and or educators, librarians, and want OPI credits, don't forget to have picked up your forms on the outside. We still just have a few copies of books left if you want to purchase those. Orders is donating 30% back to the Library Foundation. But no more signings yet. We're done with that. But if you wanted to buy a couple of our books, feel free. Otherwise, we will see you back here next year at this time.